So before others join, any questions? Okay, then that is not the case. I'll share my screen. Okay, so we are talking about the general duties of an occupier. So here, basically, as we seen, yeah. Any question? Right. For initial few minutes, I'll keep it everybody mute. So if you have any questions, you can type in chat so I can address that later. So, the specific duties, the provision and maintenance of plant and systems of work in the factory that are safe and without risk to health. So, the activities which they are performing or the premises which are uh, allotted for the workers to continue their work, those should be safe as well, and it will not give any health risk to the people who working under. Okay. The arrangements in the factory for ensuring safety and absence of risk to health in connection with the use, handling, storage, and transport of articles and substances. So, for ensuring the arrangements, when we talk about it, is nothing but safety arrangements should be. I'm sorry. The arrangements in the factory for ensuring safety and absence of risk to health in connection with use, handling, storage, and transport of training and supervision are necessary to ensure the health and safety of all workers at work. So, or MSDS, then training. We have to give on the job training. The provision and maintenance of such means of access to and egress from such places are safe and without such condition that is safe and without risk to health and the provision of maintenance of such means of access, which means when we talk about maintenance, so the people used to work at different levels or different heights or different uh, working positions. So whatever the activity they are performing, it should be safe. Then the provision of maintenance or monitoring of such working environment in the factory for the workers that is safe without risk to health and adequate as regards facilities and monitoring of working environment. It is nothing but, for example, we do ambient air quality, noise, ventilation, illumination. These and all will comes under maintenance and monitoring of work environment in a factory for the workers that is safe. Okay, those are the general duties of the occupier under subsection 2. So, except in such cases as may be prescribed, every occupier shall prepare and as often as may be appropriate revise a written statement of his general policy with respect to health and safety. So, as I mentioned yesterday, under Factories Act, under section 7A, subsection 3 is talking about the requirement of a policy, okay, with respect to health and safety of the workers at work and the organization and the arrangements for the time being in force for carrying out of the policy and bring the statement and any revisions thereof to the notice of all the workers in such a manner. So you can form and also you can do some revisions, you can do some reviews. So whenever any changes happens, it has to be comes to the workers' attention. Okay. Then we have 7B, which is general duties of manufacturers, etc., as regards to articles and substances for use in the factories. So here we have every person who designs, manufactures, imports, or supplies any article for use in any factory shall be ensured so far as reasonably practicable that the article is so designed, constructed as to be safe without risk to health of the workers when properly used. It is nothing but a producer when the articles have been used in the factories. It should not cause any hazard. जो भी हम लोग बनाता है, जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होता है, उस चीज से लोगों को खतरा नहीं होना चाहिए until unless उन लोग सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल करेगा तो. Then carry out or arrange for carrying out of such test and also examination as may be considered necessary for effective implementation of the provisions of clause A. It means before to sending to another people for their use in factory, sometimes you produce only intermediate product, then the final product will be made by somebody else. So while processing this specific article or product, they should not get injured or they should not get harm. Okay. So for that, we have to do necessary test and also we have to provide the a detailed process or data for their usage. And another clause C, take such steps as may be necessary to ensure that the adequate information will be available. That is what we talked about in connection with the use of article in any factory or about the use of which it is designed and tested, and also about any condition necessary to ensure that the article when put it in such a use will be safe or without risk to health of the workers. Saying that one is the user guide. So how the specific article or the product or a tool or a machine should be used, and the about the use of which it is designed, so what purpose or which purpose it is designed, and also the conditions it should be maintained, kept or operated, जो कौन सी environmental condition में ये इसको use करना है, एंड वो किस चीज़ के लिए बना हुआ है, एंड ऑल्सो जो यूज़ करते वक्त हम लोग कौन सी प्रिकॉशंस फॉलो करना होता है। सो ये तीनों चीज़ ये बताना पड़ेगा और इंफॉर्मेशन जो कस्टमर को देना होगा। Provided that where an article is designed or manufactured outside India, it shall be obliged to on the part of importer to see the article conforms to the same standards if such article is manufactured in India. Okay, if you are importing somewhere, so you should also make sure that same standards is being followed in India also. Whatever the standards we have in India, it should meet that requirement. If these standards are adopted in the country outside for the manufacturing of such articles in above, the standards adopted in India that the article conforms to such standards. Okay, both the standards it has to applicable. Then elimination and minimization of any risk to the health and safety of the workers. So every person who undertakes the design, manufacturing of any article for the use in a factory may carry out the arrange of the or carry out necessary research to view to the discovery and also so far as reasonably practicable, and it should eliminate the or minimize the risk to the health and safety of the workers. Okay, then these are the other provisions. Then we have chapter 2, the inspecting staff. So here you could see the inspectors. So who will be the inspector? The state government may notify in official gazette, appoint such persons as a process or prescribed qualification to be inspectors for the purpose of this act, and may assign to them such local limits as it may think fit. So the state government will decide the qualification of the inspectors. And the state government may notification will official gazette, so they'll get official listing and all. Let us not get into this detail. So no person shall be appointed under subsection 1 and 2. Subsection 5, having been so appointed, shall continue to hold office who is or becomes directly or indirectly interested in the factory or any process of business carried out therein, or in patent or machinery connected therein. So in case of any relations or businesses, they will not be selected as the these inspectors. Then every district magistrate shall be an inspector for his district. So he'll be district collector. He's the first citizen of a district. So he can be act as a inspector. And also the chief inspector, additional chief inspector, joint chief inspector, or deputy chief inspector, inspector, and every other officer appointed under this section shall be deemed to be a public servant within the meaning of the Indian Penal Code 45 and 1860. So all these people, deputy chief inspector or additional joint or deputy or chief or inspector level, inspector of factories. So they will also comes for the inspection. If any area where there are more inspectors than one, the state government may be notification as aforesaid declare the power which such inspector shall respectively exercise the inspector to whom a prescribed notice are been sent. Okay. Then we have power of inspectors. So what are the powers the inspector which they hold? It is one second. So can we get the changes or amendments? Yes, yes, we'll get. Chetan, I will get. I think if you're talking about Shield means it is in a software, right? Yeah, we'll get there. Now I'll give access to unmute yourself. Okay. When you talk about powers of inspectors, subject to any rule made in the behalf of or any inspector, maybe within the local limits. So enter which with such assistance being persons in the service of the government or any local or a public authority within the expert as he thinks fit any place which is used or which he has reason to believe is used as a factory. They will decide that state government or specific authorities, okay, which are the locations or areas we can choose as a factory. Then make examination of the premises, plant, machinery, article, or substances. So they have power to make examination of premises and plant, machineries, articles, or substances. Then inquire into any accident or dangerous occurrence, whether the resulting in bodily injury, disability, or not, and take the spot or otherwise statements of any person which he may consider necessary for such inquiries. Okay, he can inquire about the accidents and dangerous occurrences. There is also he holds a power to do an inquiry. Then he have power to require the production of any prescribed registers or any other documents related to the factory. Okay, he can ask
Sir,
the registers, whichever the registers he would like to see. Yeah.
hello.
Yes, Lakshmidas.
Yes, sir. So power of inspector, as you described, if once the company given the permission to start the company with the all safety precaution, if any changes is governed by the central government or state government, notification generate, then they have given us to time to implement this. During that period, suppose the work is not done, they will just intimate us. You have some there is any point they have not taken any actions against our company.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Definitely, they will given a notice prior to taking of any action. Actually, even
uh,
the instant actions will not be happen in the with the government. This thing, definitely you will get a letter or an intimation or reminder saying that okay, still you are not implemented. So and so time will be given. By the time you have to implement, otherwise the penalization will be happen like that. They will give an intimation. Yes,
Sir, so everything
directly
will
they
be
won't.
under so
Yeah,
everything will be under notice only. They will be
notice only.
sending a notice only in written.
Yes, 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 yes. Everything will be noticeable. They will
Okay.
clearly mention also. So, what
uh,
will be the complications? They may say that you will cancel the license or we will seize the factory. Depends on the situation or the criticality of the incident. Accordingly, they will clearly mention in the notice or the letter which they give you.
Along with a time frame.
Yes, yes, yes. Time frame also.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Then
Sir,
accordingly we can. Huh.
can you give some of the example the inspector having the authority to steal the company, for example? Can you have any such type of example?
फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो भी सबसे बड़ा एक्सीडेंट होता है सो देर इज नो controls at all, safety controls at all. I think recently one incident happened in Hyderabad, right? If
Mhm.
the government really want, it is not the power of the inspector, so it is also comes with the government. So the government will give power to the inspector. We can seize that factory. How like Bhopal, we have seized that factory. I'm not able to recall the name. That is how
Okay,
it happens. Or sometimes what will happen, they will suspend operations for a couple of days, 10 days or
okay,
15 days, sometimes till I mean, identifying the real root cause of the incident, they will suspend the complete operations for a certain duration. Once they come
major.
up with the real root cause, then they can give a permission to restart the activities again.
Okay, okay. Means major hazard. That is the impact on
ना होते आई
human.
मीन हाँ मेजर hazard मतलब कोई तो आई मीन चार पांच आदमी मरा हुआ है ना तो एक आदमी मरा हुआ है बट वो डेंजरस हुआ है बट एक ही आदमी मरा है फिर भी उन लोग ऐसा करने के लिए चांस है. It depends on person to person, or and I mean the incident to incident. I mean the criticality or the impact of the incident. So उसकी
हाँ
वजह से
सर।
क्या है ना, तो वो नहीं दिखाता है. जो बाद में जो जब मेजर रिवीजन आता है ना, तो मेजर एक्सपेंशन आता है, तब इसको भी जोड़ के पूरा एक ही बार अप्रूवल ले लेता है. नहीं तो इतना ड्राइंग बन जाएगा ना आपका, पूरा एक रैक का ड्राइंग ही हो जाता है. सो यू यू कांट एबल
करेक्ट
टू
सर।
फाइंड विच इज फाइनल ड्राइंग ऑफ योर फैक्ट्री.
यस सर, हर 5 ईयर के बाद हम जब रिवाइज करते हैं लाइसेंस, दैट टाइम वी विल गिवन ईच एंड एवरी
Yeah.
we have developed like that. And sir, also, can you
Yes.
the safety?
Whatever the I mean uh, the expansion. Sorry, Lakshmi Das, I lost you.
Okay, okay, sir, no issue.
Come again.
हाँ, yes, sir.
No,
I think, sir. Why,
I,
why is disturbance, sir?
I,
Why is
I,
disturbance?
I, I lost your question actually.
One more, sir, thing.
You're
Safety report. That safety
asking something.
report.
हाँ, क्या था आपका सवाल?
Sir, I am talking about the safety report. The company, the as per factory rule, it is need to
You are in
mandatory.
mute.
Now, okay, sir. Hello.
Voice disturbance. Okay, okay. ठीक है.
हाँ, yes. Now, okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Box. I don't know. Somehow I'm not able to connect with you properly. Ah, yeah. The safety report. Yes, it has to be prepared. Yes. I'm clear. Okay. Yes. Again, back to topic. Power to produce respect to the factory, except your laws or your product design, which are what you call intellectual property of the company, intellectual property of the factory. Other details he have authority to ask, seize or take copies of any register or record or other documents or any portion thereof he may consider necessary in respect of any offense under this act which he has a reason to believe has been committed. So you can seize a couple of the documents. For example, the license. लाइसेंस में तो खाली 1200 का HP इंस्टॉलेशन है, बट फील्ड में तो 2000 और 3000 का मोटर्स पूरा लगा हुआ है. So that is a malpractice. He can seize such documents. Direct to the occupier that any premises or any part thereof or anything laying therein shall be left undisturbed, whether generally or in particular respects, for as so long as is necessary for the purpose of any examination under clause B. Okay, it is about for the examination. So he can guide or he can direct. So any specific equipments need to be taken examination. Hence, it is being there for longer durations. If you are using it back again, it has to be examined prior to the usage. Then take measurements and photographs and make such recordings as he considers necessary for the purpose of any examination under clause B, taking with him any necessary instrument or equipment. So he can take the photographs or he can take the videos and other means, etc. He can use any specific equipment or devices. Then other powers, in the case of any article or substance found in any premises, being an article or substance which appears to him as having caused or likely to cause danger to the health and safety of the workers, direct to be dismantled or subjected to any process or test, not so be damaged or destroyed unless the same is in the circumstances necessary for carrying out the purpose of this act. So if you see any activities, to make it simple, any activities or machineries or structure or storage which is making a problem to health and safety of the employees, he can ask or he can recommend the occupier to do necessary actions. Okay. Then certifying surgeons, again, the state government may appoint a qualified medical practitioners to be certifying surgeons for the purpose of this act within such local limits or for such factory or a class or description of factories. It may be assigned to them respectively. So what is meant by certifying surgeon? Maybe with the approval of state government, authorize any qualified medical practitioner to exercise his power under this act, such as period for certifying surgeon may specify and subjected to such conditions as per the state government if they think fit. And no person shall be appointed to be or authorized to exercise power of certifying surgeon, or having been appointed or authorized continue to exercise such powers, who is or become the occupier of the factory or become directly or indirectly interested therein or in any process or business carried out therein in the patent or machinery. Somebody is having any relation with the such factories, they can't be act as a certifying surgeon for their specific factors because of the interest. Then certifying surgeon shall carry out duties. So what are the main duties of this certifying surgeons? One is the examination and certification of young persons under this act. So they will examine whether they're physically fit to work. As we said, we can't hire the child labor, but we can hire the young persons. Okay. The examination of persons engaged in the factories in such dangerous occupations or process as may be prescribed, exercising such medical a medical supervision as may be prescribed for the factories or the class or description of factories, and cases of illness have occurred which it is responsible to believe or due to the nature of manufacturing process carried out. So illness when is a occupational ill health which has happened due to the manufacturing process of the company. They used to assess or monitor and also review. And by any reason or any change in the manufacturing process carried or on or in the substances used therein, or by reason of adoption of any new manufacturing process or any new substance for use in a manufacturing process, there is a likelihood of injury to health and safety of the workers employed in that factory or process. Okay, in the such case also they used to do such medical examinations and supervision. Another condition, young persons are about to be employed in any work which likely to cause injury to their health. In those cases also, they used to do the such medical supervision. before appointing any young persons in such atmosphere. Okay, that is about inspection staff. And third chapter is health, so which is important for us, especially. One second. What will be the key aspects under Factory Act? It's quite impossible to remember it even as a part of which nomenclature. How do you suggest that? Chaitanya, as I mentioned, when you say key aspects, so nomenclature initially it will be, bit hard to understand, but by reading twice or thrice, you will understand the requirement because it is generalized requirement. It covers different types of processes or different types of manufacturing activities like chemical, automobile, paper, electronics, then food, beverages, then fertilizer, agrochemicals, pharmaceutical. So it is in a generalized coverage. So there we have to find a keyword. So how it is linking with our operations. Then other thing is you should know under which chapter and which specific section it will be available. You just have an idea, okay, ये किधर मिल सकता है ఎక్కడ మనం దాన్ని సెర్చ్ చేయొచ్చు ఎక్కడ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దొరుకుతుంది that much knowledge is sufficient so that you can able to uh,
Okay, okay, sir.
you can get into it. Otherwise, it is hardly impossible to remember all these things. Even nomenclature and all, you just leave about nomenclature. Nomenclature का कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. We just have to know that what is the exact requirement. So this license is needed. Okay, you'll go for a specific section. Or when it is my tools and tackles has to be calibrated, I'll go to the safety chapter. Safety chapter there I have section number 28 or 29. Then I'll go to for safety officer requirement. I'll go to 40B. Like that, we should just
Oh,
remember so that we can have a copy of book actually, so that it will
okay,
be
okay, sir.
easy. Yeah, we can
Sir,
mark and keep it.
so regarding exam point of view, sir.
In exam point of view, they just ask you only the high level Chaitanya. As I mentioned, they will ask you what are the objectives of the Factories Act, what are the various provisions in the Factories Act, so that you can write about all these provisions. We have cleanliness, it monitors about the license and approvals of the factory. It talks about various tests and examinations of the equipments and processes. It talks about various health provisions like we are talking about cleanliness, dust and fumes. It talks about various controls in the factory, safety related aspects, or provision of firefighting equipment or handling of chemicals and all. You can write. But so once we, go through this PDF, you will get a bunch of points. If I simply take this chapter itself, so when asked that what are the various provisions in the uh, Factories Act, I can say, so in the Factories Act we have a few chapters, and under the health chapter we have various provisions like cleanliness is the one provision where we have to make sure that all the premises are whitewashed once in 12
Sir,
months or
if
once in 3 years, like that.
Sir
Yeah,
Nirupi.
sorry.
Yeah, actually, I have one doubt, sir. About recent Hyderabad incident, which is near to my existing company. Uh, in that,
Mm-hmm.
in that Sigachi, that company name called Sigachi, they
Yeah, Sigachi.
actually, yeah, they actually did all these calibrations about pressure vessel tank calibration. It is like before 1 month only. Exactly this incident before 1 month, they did all the calibrations. If that case, what this Factory Act will do, sir? Is there any action or this one? Who is going to run the calibrations like that?
So
నేనేమంటే
calibrate.
క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ చేశారు కదా
Huh.
క్యాలిబ్రేషన్
Uh-huh.
చేసిన వాళ్ళు కరెక్టా కాదా ఐ డోంట్ నో బట్ దే గివ్ ద సర్టిఫికేట్ దే క్యాలిబ్రేటెడ్ దిస్ ప్రెస్ వెజల్ ఓకే దే గివ్ ద సర్టిఫికేట్ ఫర్ 6 months లైక్ దట్ బట్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మరి క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ చేసినాక కూడా ఇట్లా అయిందనుకో మరి ఎవరి మీద చర్య తీసుకుంటారని నా ఇది దీనిలో
ఎవరు అంటే ఇది డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ నిరూపి. సో ఏమవుతుందంటే క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ చేశారు, బట్ వాళ్ళ స్కిల్ మనం ఎలా వెరిఫై చేస్తాము అంటే డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ దేర్ ప్రీవియస్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్. మేబీ వీ కెన్ సీ ద ట్రెండ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ప్రెషర్ వెసల్, because if you see the pressure vessel, definitely it will get deteriorate over a period of time. If you take a simple air receiver tank, so they we used to do, I mean, last 10-15 years, some difference will be there. Then they will see the back records of the complete calibration. They won't take last previous very recent one. They will take the back years, how it is performed previously, any corrections they have done, or how it is being monitored. They have any internal inspections, like that
ఉమ్,
they will see.
ఈ పాయింట్ కూడా వచ్చింది సార్. యాక్చువల్గా ఇది మీరు లాస్ట్ ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ నుంచి వాడుతున్నారో తెలియదు, బట్
Ah,
క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ చేయించమంటున్నారు. కానీ వాళ్ళు
ah.
సిగాచి వాళ్ళు ఏమంటున్నారు అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ 2 years ఓన్లీ, 2 years ఓల్డ్ ఓన్లీ, యాజ్ పర్ ద డిప్రిసియేషన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు చేంజ్ యాజ్ పర్ ద టెక్నాలజీ అని వాళ్ళు కూడా క్లియర్గా చెప్తున్నారు. బట్ ఇది
Mm,
ఎవరి
mm.
మీద, బట్ 3 months సీజ్ చేశారు. ఓకే, 3 months తర్వాత మళ్ళీ దే కెన్ ఆపరేట్ ద కంపెనీ. బట్ ఇప్పుడు యాక్షన్ అయిందా అర్థం కావట్లేదు. అంటే ఇట్లాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఎవరి మీద ఎఫెక్ట్ పడుతుంది, సేఫ్టీయా లేకపోతే ఏంటా అని.